Have you ever pulled and stretched blue tack repeatedly in your hands before pushing it back to a ball shape? Then you might have noticed that after a while it gets surprisingly warm. This is because stretching produces friction as the material rubs up against itself. And on the scale of moons and planets, this friction adds up. A tidal force creating heat through friction is known as tidal heating. On top of that, in a process I find fascinating, Ganymede has formed an orbital resonance with two of its fellow Galilean moons, Io and Europa. For each time Ganymede orbits Jupiter, Europa will orbit exactly twice, and Io exactly 4 times. However, it means that Ganymede is constantly being pulled by its neighbor's gravity and is under a lot of gravitational stress. So perhaps tidal heating is warming up Ganymede enough that its core remains a liquid after all, helping it to continue to produce its magnetic field. Scientists do not know for sure, but it would perhaps explain why the surface of Ganymede is so interesting. You may have noticed that Ganymede's surface is split into large dark regions that cover about 1/3 of its surface, and lighter regions that make up the other 2/3. Through examining the number of impact craters on these two sections, scientists can tell that the dark regions are actually older than the lighter ones, as they contain more craters. The lighter regions might have fewer craters, but they do contain long ridges and grooves up to 700 meters high and thousands of kilometers long. One explanation is that tidal forces stretched out the surface of the moon in an unstable period of Ganymede's ancient history. Perhaps this same tidal force could have also warmed Ganymede's core and preserved its magnetic field. Whatever its cause, the magnetosphere of Ganymede has been instrumental in helping scientists understand the composition of the moon. By measuring the areas that auroras appeared in Ganymede's atmosphere, scientists were able to confirm the existence of Ganymede's subsurface oceans, all without having set foot there. And as for the rest of Ganymede's mysteries, maybe JUICE, the Jupiter Icy Moon Explorer, will find us the answers. The ESA spacecraft is set to launch in 2022, and though it won't reach orbit around Ganymede for another 10 years after that, is to investigate the inner workings of a number of Jupiter's moons, including Ganymede. Until then, we may have to let Ganymede's mysteries remain just that, a mystery.